Okay, once again, this is Gilberto Bello with another video of very related to what's a hot topic right now, Bitcoin. And let's hear what this person has to say about Bitcoin and why the government is involved in it, what has happened, and why this topic is so hot, so interesting, so volatile, and why so many people don't understand it.
That in a way legitimizes the use of it as a currency.
Looks like it's the first live Bitcoin exchange on Wall Street. Looks that way.
So one for another.
Buying or selling? Right now, we are looking at the open interest at the floor of the Bitcoin exchange. There's different exchanges that are online that will present the bid and ask, but there's no true open outcry exchange. Buyers and sellers coming together in an open, clear, transparent, honest way.
What do we call it, 900?
Yes.
Is my transaction, probably the first two transactions of the day. It's really not about the money, it's about being involved. And I think there's a lot more people going to follow me.
Charlie Shrem, 24 years old, arrested today and charged with engaging in money laundering. Shrem enabled people to transfer money from Bitcoin to cash via his company called BitInstant. Now, the other point that the DEA is making is that Shrem bought drugs online at Silk Road and that he knew Silk Road was a trafficking website.
And we know the Winklevoss twins, who obviously were featured in the movie about Facebook, they're actually investors in Shrem's company.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people are very excited by this idea. They like the idea that you can have a currency that is not tied to any kind of central bank. But at the same time, I mean, think about it. If you're in the federal government, you don't like the idea that people could effectively use another form of cash to buy things that they shouldn't be buying online.
With me, it wasn't all my customers. It was one customer out of about 100,000 customers. This was one customer. One thing, and I made that case to my sentencing. I said, Your Honor, this was one customer. It happened that literally I was coming home from Amsterdam. It was on my sweatshirt. I was still stoned. I don't know what was going on.
Charlie did not know when to shut up, and that ended up getting him in trouble and probably led to the end of his company.
But they got me under the Patriot Act, and it's money laundering because I knew that the money I was taking was eventually possibly going to be used for drug trafficking. Now, drug trafficking is not buying drugs, it's selling drugs. I didn't have the drug seller, I helped the guy buy drugs. But I never went to trial because, and I pled guilty because who wins at trial? You know, like this guy Silk Road, he's gonna go to life. In trial, all I need to get was a lady whose son died from a cocaine overdose, and the jury would have convicted me right there.
So essentially, Charlie was selling Bitcoins to a guy who was selling Bitcoins to people who were putting drugs into their own bodies. And for this, Charlie was charged with crimes that could have put him in jail for 20 years. That's what the prosecutors were shooting for. We have banks that have ATMs on every street corner in America, and those banks know very well that that cash is getting used for drugs. And yet, that's fine. They're allowed to do that. No one gets in trouble. But Charlie sells Bitcoin to a guy who sells Bitcoin to someone who uses drugs, and he goes to jail. He was an entrepreneur that started building this industry, built services that people found useful when bankers almost destroyed the world economy and none of them got in trouble whatsoever. And here we have this 23-year-old kid, he goes to jail because he started building an alternative.
Over the last 6 months, our agency has been conducting.
So the gist of that is that Bitcoin, some people, like any other method or technology or tool, use it for negative means of self-enrichment. Yet the banks between 2000 and 2008 rigged the system, selling fraudulent mortgages. They got so much into debt through leverage, through rigging the system, that they made so much money through bonuses, which is all legal, but it doesn't mean that it's right, and yet nobody went to jail. So this is the kind of irony, hypocrisy, double standard that most people know something's wrong, but also most people don't understand what's wrong, because they don't understand how the system works. And we have to take into account that most people don't read once they graduate high school or college. Most people don't read, number one. And number two, financial education is not taught nowhere throughout the school system, whether it's middle school, high school, college. Even people who go to school to be an accountant, finance major, they're not taught where money comes from, how it's created, who benefits. They are not taught the difference between compound interest, simple interest. They're not taught what fractional reserve lending is. They're not taught what quantitative easing is. And all these are strategies that established central banks and local banks are using to create profit, yet most people have no idea how this stuff works. These rules and strategies determines where people live, what kind of house they live in, what car they drive, where they go on vacation, or whether they are able to go on vacation or not. So this is how the system is rigged. Once again, this is Gilberto Bello, and you can reach me at 973-343-1284, or you can just look at the description and you'll be able to find some of that information on how to get in contact with me. Once again, take care and have a good one.